circulating or walking around, whether you can move your arms, you can move your eyes, whatever level of independence that you're currently at, you don't want to lose that. So there's a exercise ties into those things. So movement is one of the most powerful tools we have for reclaiming control of our bodies. And that, again, ties into your ability to be resilient, because how many of y'all know that when you're tired and when you're sluggish and when you're not moving, that does not help you when you're facing challenges. When you're facing challenges and then you're feeling sluggish and all those things, that just kind of works adversely. But if you're getting up when you're having those moments and you can't change the circumstances around you, what you can do is move a little bit. That's movement. That's the benefit of that. So, next exercise. We got a movement exercise. And don't get me wrong, this is not gonna be exercise. I say that lightly. We're not for you. Those who know me, y'all know I normally carry some bands and some hand weights around. So I left them at home today. We are just gonna do something very, very easy. So the first instruction, I want you to just sit up a little bit taller. Pay attention to how you're sitting. And I want you to do that when you're at home too, when you're Netflixing and chilling. Pay attention to how you're sitting. Sit up a little taller. Roll those shoulders back. And then I want you to take a deep breath, or 2 or 5. Just slow down and then take a deep breath. That's bringing oxygen in, right? We need that. We normally don't breathe properly either. We breathe from the chest. Let's breathe from the diaphragm. Breathing in. I want you to turn your head from side to side. Turn your head side to side. I want you to make a fist. I want you to make a fist like you're ready to fight whatever it is that you're facing. Whatever adversity or whatever challenges, even if you're not facing any, get ready for the ones that might come down the way. And then I want you to shake your hands out. Shake them out. And here's the thing. With that, you can do this anywhere. So this is not a 10-minute workout, 30-minute workout. This is just a body scan. This is just a get in touch with your body and connect your mind to your physical body so that you can become present. Because so many times we are way down the road in our thoughts. I just had this conversation with my sons. I talk to them weekly. I got to keep checking on them because, things is going on. And so, are you being deployed? What's going on? Yada, yada, yada. And I have to keep myself present so that I don't worry, and then I have to keep them present. Like right now, where you are right now, you're okay. Right now, in this moment, if you can blink your eyes, you sit up a little taller, turn your head side to side, that reminds you that right now in this moment, you're here. You're not tomorrow. You're not yesterday. So do that as often as you want to do that. And then if you do want to tie in some exercise, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, do that too. That's going to help you. All right, so the next pillar, community. Now, this is what I'm talking about. This is what we are doing today. This is community. Everybody in this room, we are stronger together. We are stronger together. Support groups. So there are a lot of groups in here. I want to take a moment and recognize there's not enough groups. Let me just say that. So y'all know I have shades of MS, but then we have Miss Ebony here with Women of Color. Ebony, raise your hand. We have Ricky here with Brother to Brother. Raise your hand. Any other organizations that are in the room, please don't let me miss out if you are. I think it's important that we recognize when we're in these same spaces, we are not in competition. There's something for everybody out there, so what doesn't work for me, for you, or for you, you can find that within this MS community. And National MS Society does that. That helps to connect us. But our cultural community too. So there's something to be said about connecting with us. There's just a safe space. There's just safety in sitting in a room with people that look like you, that we can laugh at the same thing. We can connect on the same experiences. Super important. Community reminds us that we are not alone in the fight. So if anybody woke up this morning feeling like, I don't know if I can do this and I feel alone, let me just remind you right now, you are not. You have somebody and multiple somebodies that are on your side and that will fight with you. So, many times when we think about community, we think that we got to get out and do this whole big, we got to have this whole event like the National MS Society put on. You don't have to do that. It starts with you. And I put this up here. I wanted you to see a visual of just how easy it is for you to help and connect with others. So you're this little purple ball down there, that's you. But say you just hypothetically say you got a family, it's 4 of you all. you go home and you just talk to your family. So it's 4 of you. Whatever help they need, whatever it is that they need help with, you talk to them and you help them get through it. Then your family goes out and they talk to other people. So you 4 go out and talk to 4 more people. Now we're at 8. Y'all see where I'm going with this? You see how 1, if you take that number all the way up, and I stopped here because the screen, but how you can get up to 1,000 by just starting with you. It doesn't have to be a large, blown up thing. It's just about helping those around you and everybody going to help around you. So when you go to work, as opposed to gossiping, as opposed to poking and prodding, let's take a moment and say, okay, my coworker, what might they need today? Let me be a listening ear. Let me find some way to assist them. This is so important. This is how we expand impact. And so I wanted to put that up there because many times when I talk to people, they're like, well, what can I do? I don't know if I can do anything. Everybody in this room can do something. So I want you all to we'll stop right here. Is anybody already doing this? You all give me some examples of what you feel like you do to help others in any kind of way. Yes, ma'am.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sheree Wilson. I was recently, well, not so recently, but I was diagnosed in 2024, October 2024. Okay. And immediately after my diagnosis, I told the whole world. I put it on social media, so I did wait a few weeks or a month or so to share it with everyone. But throughout the whole process, so I work in healthcare, so I already knew I had the diagnosis without the official diagnosis. Mm-hmm. Took about 8 months. And in that process, I started to tell close friends and family with the potential diagnosis of MS. And then when I was officially diagnosed, I put it on social media. And right after, so I see Dr. Mitzi Williams, and right after diagnosis, she invited me to go to We Are Ill. And I would say Dr. Williams has been the best support throughout this whole process as a friend and also as a neurologist. And I met some women there. They've had the diagnosis from 2018, 2019. Their family does not know. Wow. And they were like, well, how do you share? Because I explained to them, I just posted on social media that I have MS. And they were like, well, how do you share it? They didn't understand the vulnerability. But the same as your son and with whatever everyone is doing here, just sharing it online. Because when we see MS, we see it as being debilitating, yes. But we all live regular lives. Some of us walk around normally, and then some of us use assistive devices. And not even saying that with those that uses the assistive devices are disabled, because you're normal just like us. Mm-hmm. But to share, there are different sides of MS. A lot of people didn't know what MS was. A lot of people didn't know that. Similar to you, I cut my hands all the time, and I made a video on TikTok. Was like. It's so funny. I'm just sitting here, I was cleaning and I have a cut in my hand, and I got a lot of people saying, oh my God, that happens to me all the time, and I didn't know that was part of MS. Mm-hmm. Just sharing the experience, even with my coworkers. I recently started to share with my patients, hey, can I tell you something? I have MS too. We met someone at a restaurant yesterday. We were getting lunch, and we saw someone, and we talked to her. She had MS, and we just, we fellowship it in the restaurant. Talking to her about 30 minutes just about having MS. So I think just sharing your experience and letting the world know there are different sides of MS, but also sharing resources and groups and community this, just to help others. Because if I didn't have the support that I had, although working in healthcare, I don't think I would be as confident with having it right now as I do if I didn't have that support and community. So everything that you all are doing is wonderful. And then just share, even if you see someone with an orange ribbon in the grocery store, just go talk to them for 5 seconds, and you leave with that will make someone's day.
Yeah, thank you for that. Absolutely. Definitely sharing. I think that there needs to be more talk about MS before getting into this space and working with patients. And I have a cousin whose wife has MS, and I was like, I just never knew what it even meant. So absolutely, sharing is important. Yes.
Hi, it's Art again. When I was diagnosed, I was in school. I was in nursing school. That was my second profession, actually many more. But I was in nursing school, and the teacher was like, the professor was like, you got the answers, but I just couldn't focus. And then I just kept on and kept on. They said, you know what, we're gonna give you a test that is unlike everybody else's test. So I would just go in the room and just talk. So after I was diagnosed, I did the process of elimination. And by the way, they say nurses are their worst enemy. Yes, that is true. So I started self-diagnosing myself, and I'm going through it, and I learned to say, no, that is not what I have. You're not going to waste my time. I'm not paying a copay. I'm going to go see this doctor. So I just spoke for myself. I advocated for myself. So it is very important to advocate for yourself. Be your own advocate. So I started out by doing that, and then when I was diagnosed with MS, I said, oh, okay, I'm going to start up a website. And I started up my own organization. It's Eat to Live Strong. Eat the number 2 livestrong.org. Okay. So I went out to focus on telling the women how to eat, because we the ones that was mostly cooking. I wasn't blessed to have a husband that cooked. So I just started in that direction so they can help their children and their family to get better. But how I was diagnosed, when I was diagnosed, my ophthalmologist did not diagnose me. And my husband was the first person, of course, that knew, because he was with me, even though he was afraid to go in when they did the spinal tap. I wanted to see the needle and everything. They say, you want to see the needle? Yeah, I want to see what you're doing in it, honey. Let me see it. So, but he wouldn't do it. So I did all of that. I started with him, and then I went to Mom and them and told them. And then I did it in stages, and when I got to my sisters and brothers, and then with the cousins and aunts and uncles, I said I did it in phases for a reason, but tell them, do not go out there and start Googling, because they'll tell you your toe gonna fall off. Yes. Come to me, ask me, or go to the National Multiple Sclerosis Society. They're gonna give you the facts. So that's what I did. I started out with the organization, and then I just started on social media, and then I went YouTube, and I was like, ooh, hallelujah. So that was it. So just share your words, share your story. It's important, because just because you have something, somebody else may be going through it and they don't know. Because people will call me and say, well, I woke up and I was not able to see, or I woke up and this was happening. So I would tell them, hey, do your research or call your doctors too. Yes. So just advocate for yourself.
Thank you, ma'am. Agreed. So definitely important to share. I took that from everybody, and I think, again, there needs to be more talk about it. We have to come outside of this stigma of having any kind of condition condemns you. Because there's so many people out there that would love to have, like, I've heard so many people say, if I had had this when I first got diagnosed, organizations and groups, I would have been so much better off. So thank you for starting that, Eat to Live Strong. Eat to Live Strong, I love that, so absolutely. All right, so, I was pushing the wrong thing. We got a 5-minute activity. I want to be respectful of time, so we're going to stick to that. So somebody set a timer for me, maybe Kenya. 5 minutes. Speaking of community, I want you to go talk to somebody you don't know. So many of you know each other in this room, but find somebody that you don't know, never met. Find out something interesting about them, and I want you to give them an encouraging message. And this is going to start that whole process of one person touching somebody else. All right, ready? Go.